Hello, welcome to my very first review video, and this review is of Rita at Alton Towers, an intamin accelerator that opened in 2005 as Rita, Queen of Speed, that was cut to just Rita with the opening of 13 in 2010, and this ride is so underrated. Here is why.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, you first see Rita when entering the dark forest. Like, you literally can't see it from anywhere else in the park. And it looks really cool. I love how this ride is presented from the main pathway, not from the queue though. I just love staring along the launch track, watching the train rocket to 61 miles per hour. More on the launch in a sec though. First, you walk under the launch, which is very cool, and you walk up to the entrance, and it looks fire. The queue, we don't talk about the queue, but the station has a really nice aesthetic. I think this ride fits better in the dark forest than it did in Ugland. I like the idea of Rita being a way to escape the dark forest instead of whatever it was in Ugland. So you enter your open top station, perfect for the British weather, which looks cheap but cool. You board your train. The trains aren't nearly as bad as people say they are. For me, the restraints don't even touch my shoulders. It can staple though, so be careful. So once all the restraints are checked and ready to go, you hear the launch audio.
Keep your head back. Hold on tight. You must escape.
This is a fun way to build up anticipation before the lights turn green and away you go. You accelerate from 0 to 61 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. That launch is crazy underrated. People rave about Stealth's launch, even though it feels so similar to Rita's. People also hate on Rita for just being about the launch and that nothing else happens. Well, guys, hate to break it to you, but Oblivion in the same park does literally one thing as well, the drop. I know, Rita wasn't an original idea like Oblivion was, and people have a lot of nostalgia for Oblivion, but Rita, unlike Oblivion, does more than just the launch. Sure, it's not much else, but it's something else. So now I've done that rant, let's get into the rest of the layout. So after you launch, you whip to the right and brace yourself for this moment because you could get some headbanging. You then go through a forceful turn before going into a top hat. I say it like that because it's not tall due to the park's tree line restrictions, so I don't really blame them for that. And that is probably where most of the hate for this ride stems from. And it does give some really good ejector, unlike the rest of the layout. The fact that Stealth has the height and Rita just doesn't. If Stealth didn't exist, then Rita wouldn't get nearly as much hate as it does. So yeah, back to the layout. After the top hat, the ride dives down into a helix, which is insanely intense. This ride reaches up to 4.7 Gs of force, and this moment is where I think it reaches that. The next hill only gives any noticeable airtime after dark when the ride's been running for a while, and even then it's only a weak floater. Then you hit another bank turn, and honestly, this turn is pretty forceful. Then you hit a switchback, which is boring, before sharply bouncing up into the brake run. Be careful for this bit though, because it can give some headbanging if you're not careful. Then you hit some very slow turns before going into the final brakes. These turns don't really do anything, they're really slow. I don't really consider them part of the actual ride itself, because they just don't do anything. So that concludes my review of Rita. Honestly, I really enjoy this coaster. I think it has some good airtime, positives, and an amazing launch. Overall, I would give this coaster about 7 out of 10. I think this ride is a very quick thrill, but it does have its problems. So, that is my thoughts on Rita at Alton Towers. I will see you later. Bye.